What we find interesting at Starcom MediaVest around connected TV is the stimulating, meaningful, uplifting experiences that we can provide our brands through connected TV. So, for example, we're able to make ads experiences more addressable to people. So we could find out their postal codes, we can find out what kind of content they're watching on TV, and so we get a much more thorough understanding of what people are watching, what they want to watch, what they need, and so we can direct brands to make content that is relevant and engaging to those people. Now, related to that is measurability, and that has been a big concern for some brands. Now, through connected TV, we can understand how many people are viewing content, who they are, and so get that depth of measurements, of metrics that we may not be able to get elsewhere. And you can see that through in other internet kind of content as well. And the great value of digital is that measurability. Thirdly is the accountability that is related to that, and also the need for trading models. Actually, what we have our existing trading models on TV. Connected TV will mean that we need to develop new trading models that will determine cost based upon that measurability and that addressable advertising. So what opportunities we see at Starcom MediaVest about the growth in video on tablets and smartphones. I think the big elephant in the room still is around monetization. Okay. Now, the real proof that brands do see the value in doing mobile video and video on tablets is that only a couple of days ago the IAB released results from 2011 for ads on mobile, and it exceeded £200 million for the first time, and that was double what it was in 2010. And leading that is the strength of the retail sector, especially. What is interesting is that from an ad perspective, whilst TV budgets are declining, whilst brands are spending less money on TV and print and other non-digital areas, they're actually spending a lot more on mobile and the internet. One thing that brands need to learn about the things we've been hearing over the last few days is that they need to integrate mobile and tablet into TV campaigns as well, because one of the behaviors we have known about for a few years now is the flitting or multitasking behavior, that people are watching TV. It'd be nice to think that they are watching, whilst watching television, they're on social networks, on their tablets and on their mobiles, talking about that kind of content. And of course, a lot of people are, especially around live content such as sports and the BAFTAs and the Brits and those kind of live, very engaging kinds of content. Now there are brands such as ZBox and Yahoo's Into Now who are engaging with people on their mobile devices, on their on their tablets, smartphones, whilst they're watching TV. I think, but on the other hand, a lot of people aren't talking about content that they're viewing on TV. They're talking about other stuff because of social networking. So brands must integrate mobile as part of the TV and non-digital media. But we see the number of people who are watching content on their mobile just growing exponentially. So large number of people watching YouTube content on their mobile devices. And that will hugely impact pre-roll, investment in pre-roll, and even post-roll. So we'll see a growth in ad spend on pre-roll. Opportunities there for brands on mobile video content is to have hotspots embedded within videos. So Now, just taking example, cinema tickets. So I may watch a cinema trailer on my via my mobile device, and there may be a hotspot there that will help me to buy a ticket. May find more information about that film. Just lots of additional kinds of content. Social media is really important because we know from people's behaviour that whilst watching TV, and we especially see this among younger people, whilst watching TV, they are also doing social networking on their mobile devices. So the tablet, the smartphone is a second screen device, and one thing that they are doing is talking about the content, and there are companies like Zbox and Yahoo's Internet which are taking advantage of that, and they're providing additional content on that second screen based around what they're watching on TV, and they're especially around live events such as football, the Brits and the BAFTAs. However, we also know that most of that social media behaviour isn't related to the content that they're watching on TV. However, what that means for brands is that they need to understand what their target audience is watching, when they're watching, what time of day that is, so they can put their campaigns on mobile, on Facebook, even on Twitter and YouTube at times that their target audience are watching TV.